in a game we always knew would be very demanding.
And back at the side along with Sandy Jordan is Neil Berry in midfield at number 5 with Gary Mackay on the bench. Celtic quite unchanged from last week. That's a side that started the game, although, as you probably know, Danny McGrain went off at half-time. And they are really packed in. The official attendance just over 27,000, an all-ticket crowd, full of expectancy and colour. A really perfect afternoon for cup-tie football and a marvellous atmosphere inside Tynecastle, as you would expect. The game started there by George Cumming from Carluke. Should have been Kenny Hope, but there has been a change. And the crowd are still pouring in. I would imagine that even with the experience of the players I was talking about at the start, there are a lot of nerves. Nobody's immune from that. Teams couldn't be separated last week at Parkhead, although in truth, Hearts finished the stronger side. Rather pale sunshine out at the moment, but it is very welcome. Aiken. And Aiken, as usual, will be in the thick of it this afternoon. I'm sure he's shrugged off the disappointment of Wednesday night and at International. Put it all behind him. Bit of climbing there by the ex-Celtic player, Roddy McDonald. Any side would love a quick goal in a cup tie. Brian McClare with a marvellous first half last week, and he tries to curl it round. Not a bad effort by McClare. There must have been a lot of players between himself and the goal. Well, as I said, the crowd is still pouring, and that's the Hearts end. The Celtic and away down at the other side is well populated as well, not surprisingly. Robertson trying desperately hard to get away from his marker. Whittaker. Bona has committed himself, and rightly and confidently. Beautiful touch. Henry Smith. Brilliant touch there by Johnson, and the goalkeeper, who, as I said, had a superb save last week when it mattered. Very alert indeed, or else that man would have plonked it in the back of the net. McDonald having a very good game against his old club. Whittaker unsettled. Low. Grant. McInally couldn't get it down. And Sandy Clark took his eye off it, and there's offside as the Hearts defence stepped out. Once again, Clark, very useful in the air. Oh, classic example of a young man keeping his eye on the ball, not deceived by the twist of Robertson. And there is White. The ball's still in play, and Johnson has it. Johnson looking very sharp this afternoon. Did well to get that across, and there is Kiddo. Plenty time to compose himself. McLeod. Throw to Celtic. And Johnson is still suffering. Limping slightly. Grant on his own. Nice reverse one. McInally with a chance! Now watch McInally. He really didn't have very much time at all to make up his mind. Brilliant ball initially by Grant. Down it came, an awkward angle, an awkward height, and it took a coat of paint off. Well, the feature of this game, I would have thought, is the aerial power of both teams, both in attack and defence. Look at this, that long high ball being used a lot. Loud draws from the heart support that Robertson had been fouled by Roy Aitken. Referee just turned his back on that. Free kick. And Hart's beginning to pick up the pace of it. Looks as if we were drifting out of this match. And Jardine will take this. Towards McDonald, and it's a post! And, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Wayne Foster. A superb header there by McDonald. Great judgment here by the big defender. Look at that. Desperately unlucky. And it was left to Foster, but the attendance of the Celtic player might have went right into the crowd to safety. Only Clark coming towards him. Cahoon. Well, like many others, he's slipping on this pitch. Seems to have a rather soft texture, and that, I would have thought, was a free kick. I really do think that Robertson was fouled there. There he is again. Clark. Very weak 1-2. And Sandy Jardine showing he still has pace to get back quickly. They throw to Hart. John Robertson scored, would you believe, 106 goals for his club. Clark looking for a corner there, I think. We did well to turn, and it's brilliantly saved there. Oh, superb piece of defensive work by Danny McGrain. That would have gone in the back of the net if he had not stretched himself to his limit. Great play there by Clark. Getting round in the chip. Now watch this majestic effort there by McGrain. Or else Wayne Foster would have got the opening goal of the game. There's free kick. Right in the middle of the box. There's a little assistance in climbing up there by Maurice Johnson, and that will be a free kick. Berry. A lot of Hearts moves originating on this right wing, but they are finding it very I mean, they're setting themselves up quite well on occasion, but the final ball into the penalty area has been largely disappointing, and full credit to Celtic for the way they're dovetailing the defence. Well, this big man will be delighted to be playing the way he is against his former club. And there goes the half-time whistle for what, generally speaking, has been a disappointing game. There's always the fear that with so much pre-match publicity that you get a kind of anticlimax, and I think that is largely what has happened. The players seem to have been affected. There's a lot of nerves out there today. It's been rather negative, and that single instance when McDonald draws majestically to head against the post is the only one that's raised the temperatures, really. Just once or twice we've had last-minute tackles by defenders. Danny McGrain, of course, in front of goal. But it's been a lot of huff and puff without too much menace as they go in goalless at half-time. That isn't a blizzard, it's a Heart support waiting for the start of the second half, and surely they will try to get something special out of their side, not just by waving scarves, but warbling their throats as well. And at the other end, perhaps the more traditional holding up of the scarves by the Celtic support, and we're perhaps getting more atmosphere at half-time than we did throughout the first half. Well, we had a marvellous atmosphere at half-time. Supporters waiting expectantly for the teams to come back on, and I think in the very demonstrations indicating they want something more out of this game. I don't think I'm doing it an injustice to say it's one of these matches which quite clearly indicate that both sets of players are scared of losing. It means so much. I think that has very badly affected them. That's a better one down, and McInally might have gone for that himself. Clark. Cahoon. Danny McGrain. No offside. And Smith. Henry Smith, of course, who was the substitute goalkeeper on Wednesday night. There's Boris Johnson, who was in the squad. Knows Henry well. Stay has been very closely marked in this game. In goes Whittaker. Kept in well. Very. Foster. There's Aiken with it, and that should be to Warner. Well judged. Now Rogan. Plenty space for him on the far side. Beautifully dispatched. Jardine, cool as ever. There's a bad ball on the defence. McClare onto Johnson, and he was almost through. And there's no use to Hearts players complaining to the referee. He hadn't blown. And Johnson was in a very menacing position indeed. Just as well for one of McLeod to try from that angle. Well, he certainly misjudged it, but it will take something unusual to break this deadlock, and as I say, McLeod quite entitled to shoot from there. Clark. There's a run forward, Foster and Aiken, and appeals for hands. Loud appeal. Hearts players incensed by that, and Clark is restraining them. Hearts get a corner kick, and they were shouting for a penalty. And down it went, an excellent ball. And that was outside the box. Oh, Bonner really makes mistakes for a ball like that. Jardine, Clark, McLeod. That was meant for Clark. Black. There's Aiken. Berry. Robertson. And I think Rogan intercepting there, knocked it against a Hearts player. He had to be in there very quickly, and Robertson is now beginning to look very dangerous again. And the young Irishman, look at that play by Clark again, excellent. Look at the Irishman in there very quickly indeed. The referee says that was a deflection. Pass through McDonald's mind there. What a McLeod. Grant and McGray. He's only come forward once in his game. There's McClare. Henry Smith hesitated and away by Jordan. Clark, beautiful header. Look at all that space. Now Clark. Oh, he took it too directly. Aiken did very well to plug that gap. Although I do think Clark could have restrained himself just slightly, parted with it too quickly. McLeod. Better phase of the game now, this. Flowing from one end to the other. In steps Foster though, and there's Sandy Clark, brought that down beautifully. Looking for support inside, there it is, Black. No. One or two Hearts players disappointed in that final ball there. Notably Cahoon, who was away wide and there was nobody near him. But Kenny Black, having said that, can dig them in very hard from there. Offside, McInally. Robertson and steps Grant again. Bonner after this, and so is Foster. There's Black, and it's off the bar by Rogan. Rogan almost scoring a spectacular goal against his own side. Great ball here by Now watch the Irishman hammering that in. That would have been one of the most spectacular own goals I've ever seen, and then the save by Bonner. Quite incredible. Up goes McDonald, there's Bonner, and Clark needed a chip. It was too direct. Needed a calm head there to chip the goalkeeper. Well, this is an unusual afternoon. It's now about 7 minutes past 5. And this game has still about 12 minutes to run. Most unusual. That's towards Clark. Neatly enough back. McGugan was there. And really Hearts, with the advantage of playing at home, really have to give everything in this last 10 minutes or so. Kidd and brought down. I think the referee's blown. Yes, it's a free kick. Free kick to Hearts. Robertson with it. There's a deflection, it's in. Robertson. Exactly 10 minutes to go. Hearts are in the lead. Well, I think there was a decided deflection here, but watch Robertson. And there was the touch, and Bonner couldn't get near it. It came off a Celtic shoulder. But beautifully placed, nevertheless, by Robertson. Hearts in the lead. Was Rogan putting it in. McStay and offside. line, Clark. Well, the Hearts supporters have now decided to sing out the remaining minutes. It's not too surprising. Here's Robertson. Robertson, a brilliant run. Brilliantly done, and Andy Watson's almost there. Superb. One of the best runs of the match. Gary Mackay with Aiken. That was a magnificent run by Robertson. Not only had he to go at pace, he had to shield the ball as well. And ultimately he tried to curl it round the goalkeeper. Well, I think he's king of the castle. Seconds remaining. And there goes the final whistle. Hearts have got through to the quarter-final of the Scottish Cup, where they will now play Motherwell. I think it's the first time I've ever been able to say that at the end of a match, exactly which team they'll be playing, because the draw was made a few minutes ago, and Hearts deservedly through for a thoroughly professional second-half performance. They were always the better side there, always had the edge. And John Robertson, number 11, surrounded by crowd and players, and Henry Smith in exultation, going up the tunnel. The man whose free kick got Hearts through. There may have been a deflection, a slight one, but it was brilliantly done. And there is a great gesture, the man of the match at the tunnel. The player I highlighted at the start, Sandy Jardine, 38 years of age, and showing the youngsters how to play in a cup tie.
Well, there you are. The Olgin did it. Man of the match award, and he thoroughly deserved it. Sometimes he stood out like a sore thumb amidst all the frantic play. He was extremely cool, always elegant, but then he always has every time I watched him playing for Rangers Scotland, and now for Hearts at the age of 38. Man of the match, Sandy Jardine. A lot of other players played well as well.